The Young and the Restless spoilers document that the spectacular return of Jordan Howard was propelled into emotional outer space when the camera panned up to Ian Ward's face. Two of Y and R's great villains teaming up to inflict pain in Genoa City, Wisconsin, is another milestone gift to this show's fans in honor of its 13,000th episode airing week. The many interlinked storylines include the use of the joyfully restored ranch house setting, Sharon Newman's potential vindication, Phyllis Summers' endangered life, Jill Abbott telling Billy Abbott about Abbott Chancellor's sale to Victor, and Diane Abbott firing Kyle Abbott for a second time as part of her apparent elevation to Glissade's top job. All of the above was wrapped around the happy marriage of Devin Winters to Abby Winters, and in the long tradition of drama at soapy weddings, this nuptial day included many fall fireworks. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Wicked Ian Ward is out of prison again? The stupendous Ray Wise has returned. It's been 8 years since the audience witnessed one of the entertainment industry's greatest character actors project unapologetic wickedness. His portrayal of Ian became legendary a decade ago. Wise's character was said to have assaulted Nikki Newman decades ago, with an initial claim that he was her son's father. An eventual reveal confirmed that Paul Williams was Dylan's father. It was also fitting that Dylan hauled Ian off to jail in 2016 after a final confrontation with Victor over Nikki. So, fans are eager to learn how Ian is out of prison after escaping other times. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Malevolent Jordan Howard is also out of prison again. Zink only joined the Y and R cast last year. However, her portrayal of Claire Newman's deranged great-aunt, Cole Howard's deranged aunt, instantly became an all-time classic. Jordan's malevolent payback plan targeted Victor, who she holds responsible for her sister's early death and his family. Eventually, he had her in a makeshift prison in the cellar of the second ranch house that he and Nikki just moved from. Cole learned about Victor's prisoner and sought Michael Baldwin's help. Together, they forced Victor to release Jordan, and she came to be jailed. No one believed her story about Braden's character holding her hostage. But like Ian, she's found her way around or out of the justice system. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon Newman is innocent? This feature's third subject header question offers a plausible answer. Yes. Jordan and Ian are not only out of prison. Next, fans need to know when their vile collaboration began. Has this duo been connected for years, or did a more recent convergence emerge? Also, are they only targeting the Newman family or others in GC? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Sharon can't keep herself together. Who learns the truth first? All who wanted to believe that Case was in no danger of leaving the cast, because Sharon would be exonerated, have an opening. Tagging Jordan as Heather Stevens' killer, Ian as the murderer, or both villains in a combination of homicide and frame of Sharon and Daniel Romalotti is an incredible projection. But this is daytime, and Y&R is one of this genre's most indelible soap operas. That means anything is possible, with a cascading set of reveals potentially on the way. This site is a leading source for everything linked to The Young and the Restless. Check back regularly for Y&R spoilers and news. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant SERUM. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, November 18, reveals that Phyllis Summers will need more tests since she won't be responding to efforts to make her regain consciousness. It'll eventually be determined that Phyllis suffered a contrecoup injury, which is when the brain strikes the opposite side of the skull after impact. Although Daniel Romalotti Jurdot and Summer Newman will hope that there's some sort of treatment, Elena Dawson will suggest there's not much they can do other than watch and wait. At the cottage, Sharon Newman will ask Nick Newman to stay with her when Chance Chancellor comes to arrest her. Nick will call Chance and ask him to come over ASAP, so Sharon will tearfully accept her fate. Faith Newman and Maria Copeland will ultimately show up, so they'll get updates on Sharon's confession while she's upstairs changing outfits. After Nick admits Sharon claims she killed Heather Stevens, Faith will refuse to believe that. Nick will acknowledge that he's struggling with it too, but he'll point out that Sharon's story was frighteningly detailed. That said, Nick will mention Sharon's blackouts and suggest she wasn't in her right mind. Faith and Mariah will be horrified when they realize Sharon plans to turn herself into the cops. As Faith continues to deny Sharon's guilt, she'll insist this is all Phyllis' fault for making Sharon all paranoid and delusional. Once Sharon returns to the living room, she'll embrace Faith and push her to believe her claims about Heather. As awful as all this is, Sharon will insist she's telling the truth. Chance will walk in and instantly realize the vibe is super weird. When Chance demands answers, Sharon will insist she set Daniel up and that she's actually the one who should go down for killing Heather. While Chance prepares to arrest Sharon, Summer and Heather will return to Phyllis' bedside. Since they already lost Heather not too long ago, Daniel and Summer will refuse to lose Phyllis as well. At the Abbott mansion, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott will try to make Kyle see that their charade was an act of love. Diane and Jack saw no other way to show their son Victor Newman's true colors. Jack and Diane will both be glad Kyle is out of Victor's clutches. However, Kyle will fume over this emotional roller coaster he's been on and will push for time to mull everything over. While Diane and Jack spend some time reconnecting as a couple, Kyle will open up to Claire Newman about this whole mess. Kyle will basically admit he learned his lesson regarding Victor, but he won't be ready to forgive Diane and Jack for all the turmoil that led them here. Our Y and R predictions hint that forgiveness is indeed possible, but it'll take some hard work from all parties involved. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle, Jack, and Diane will have a lot to figure out in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you more news on their struggling family. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that we've got some comings and goings news to share, so let's start with a couple of surprise comebacks. Jordan and Ian Ward have returned for a new arc, so fans will see a lot more of this scheming duo. Brittany Sarpy recently made a comeback as well, so look for Elena to keep a close eye on hospitalized Phyllis Summers and put her medical knowledge to good use. In other comings and goings news, Melissa Ordway shook up the soap world with a confession about her contract status. Ordway was dropped down to recurring, so she confirmed that on Instagram, though she ultimately assured fans that she's still on the show. Abby just married Devin Winters, who plans to take her on a trip to Fiji for their honeymoon. Ordway revealed that she'd be sporting her real-life short haircut by the time that honeymoon is over, so viewers will look forward to that debate. In the meantime, the week of November 18 to 22 will bring a familiar face back to the canvas. Lily Brooks O'Brien will reprise her role as Lucy Romalotti, who'll get updates on Phyllis' crash and worry about her grandmother. Of course, Lucy will also find out the news of Sharon Newman's confession and eventual arrest. That'll leave Lucy reeling over Sharon's criminal behavior, including her role in framing Daniel Romalotti Jr. Lucy may blame herself on some level for provoking Sharon with everything that happened with Faith Newman. However, Daniel will no doubt assure Lucy that she's not at fault and argue that it's Sharon who must be held accountable. As for Lucy and Faith, there may be some tension once they cross paths again. Faith will struggle to believe Sharon is really responsible for Heather's demise, so Lucy could lash out as a result. Since Jordan and Ian seem to be the real culprits behind Heather's fatal outcome, our predictions point to plenty of shockers unraveling in the coming weeks. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Ian and Jordan's partnership will lead to more mayhem, so stay tuned. CDL's where you want to be for thrilling Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so stop by often for more Y and R details. as Genoa City faces yet another wave of intrigue and emotional upheaval. Audra's loyalty to Tucker is tested like never before, and a dangerous alliance looms, threatening to dismantle Victor Newman's legacy. Here's what's coming up on The Young and the Restless * for Monday, November 18, 2024. *** Audra's dilemma. A forced marriage and Tucker's manipulation ***. Audra finds herself at the center of Tucker's latest scheme. In a shocking twist, rumors suggest Tucker intends to force Audra into a marriage with Nate, using the union as a means to extract valuable secrets and advance his mysterious agenda. For Audra, this plan isn't just manipulative, it's heartbreaking. For years, she has remained devoted to Tucker, rejecting other opportunities for love in the hope that he would someday return her feelings. However, this latest betrayal forces her to confront a bitter reality. Tucker sees her as a pawn rather than a partner. This revelation sends Audra spiraling into an emotional battle between her loyalty to the man she loves and her deep-seated desire for freedom and happiness. Will she have the strength to stand against Tucker's demands, or will his manipulations break her spirit entirely? The stakes are higher than ever for Audra, whose decision could reshape her future and her place in Genoa City. ***, Ian Ward and Jordan's dangerous partnership ***. As Audra grapples with her personal turmoil, a new threat to Genoa City emerges. Two of the city's most notorious criminals, Ian Ward and Jordan, have joined forces, creating a shadowy alliance that could spell disaster. While their motives are chillingly aligned, Jordan seeks to destroy Victor Newman's family, and Ian thrives on chaos. Their combined ruthlessness makes them a nearly unstoppable force. The pair's strategy is as calculated as it is cruel. Rather than targeting Victor directly, Jordan focuses her revenge on his loved ones, exploiting their vulnerabilities to weaken him emotionally. This shift in tactics sends a shiver through the Newman family, who must prepare for a storm of unprecedented ferocity. The question is no longer if they'll strike, but who will be their next victim. The Newman family under siege Victor's family has endured countless challenges, but the threat posed by Ian and Jordan pushes them to their limits. Nikki, Victor's trusted confidant, becomes a prime target, as her downfall would devastate Victor. Meanwhile, the Newman children remain vulnerable, their potential suffering serving as a sharp weapon against the family patriarch. For Victor, protecting his loved ones becomes a race against time. Can he outmaneuver his enemies, or will Ian and Jordan succeed in dismantling everything he holds dear? The tension is palpable as Genoa City braces for the inevitable collision. Audra's moment of truth. As Genoa City's chaos unfolds, Audra faces a deeply personal crisis. Tucker's insistence on using her as a tool for his gain forces her to reevaluate everything she thought she knew about their relationship. Her love and devotion have been unwavering, but Tucker's betrayal leaves her questioning whether he ever truly cared for her. Audra yearns for a simpler life, free from the deceit and manipulation that have become hallmarks of her existence in Genoa City. Yet breaking free from Tucker's influence comes with its own risks. If she defies him, she could face not only his wrath, but also alienation from the life she's built. On the other hand, submitting to his demands means sacrificing her dreams and integrity. Her decision, whether to rebel or comply, will have life-altering consequences. It's a crossroads that will define her future and test the limits of her strength. ***, a brewing storm in Genoa City ***. As the episode unfolds, the tension between Audra's personal reckoning and the broader threat of Ian and Jordan's alliance creates a storm of drama that promises to leave no one unscathed. Victor's empire hangs in the balance, Audra's independence is at stake, and the pieces on the chessboard of Genoa City continue to shift. In this world of manipulation, betrayal, and power struggles, survival is far from guaranteed. Who will emerge victorious, and who will fall victim to the intricate web of deception? The answers lie in the shadows of Genoa City, where every decision could mean the difference between triumph and devastation. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman is once again blacking out. It happened during Heather Stevens' murder, and then when she got busted in Phyllis Summers' hotel room. Phyllis likely thinks Sharon was faking passing out, but it likely was legit. However, could the hallucinations of Cameron Kirsten be more problematic than Sharon thinks? Keep reading and let's talk about this storyline. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Heather Stevens' death. My and our spoilers reveal that when Heather busted Sharon in the penthouse, there was a fierce confrontation. Heather was going to call the cops, but quickly realized that Sharon was completely unhinged. Heather tried to de-escalate the situation, but clearly failed. Sharon passed out, but Heather was still alive. When Sharon woke up from her blackout, Heather was dead and Cameron Kirsten was issuing orders. By and our spoilers, Cameron Kirsten hallucinations. For a while after the murder, Sharon's hallucinations continued. Then, Sharon started back on her medication. Cameron slowly started to fade away, and then he wasn't seen for weeks, until recently. While Sharon's hallucinations began because of her stooping the meds, could they continue because of another medical condition? If Cameron is still popping up despite Sharon taking her meds, then there must be another explanation. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers' discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that while Sharon is busy covering her tracks, Phyllis is also taking control. Phyllis set a trap for Sharon. Now, Sharon fell for it and searched Phyllis' hotel room looking for this alleged evidence. As fans know, Phyllis made the whole thing up, but her plan worked. After Phyllis told Sharon she was calling the cops, the killer blacked out. Nothing seemed to happen during the blackout. All fans saw was that Sharon woke up to see both Phyllis and Chance Chancellor standing in front of her. My and our spoilers. New disorder, new diagnosis. It seems that Cameron pops up whenever Sharon doesn't know what to do. While Cameron was a hallucination, could Sharon have an undiagnosed dissociative identity disorder? Maybe Sharon looks at this hallucination as always knowing what to do and having all the answers. While Sharon might be aware of Cameron's presence at certain times, it's quite possible Cam could take over without Sharon being aware as well. Could that explain the text messages and missing phone? What do you think is going on with Sharon continuing to hallucinate Cameron, even after getting back on meds? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless star Joshua Morrow opened up about the Nick Newman that very few people know. The Young and the Restless star Joshua Morrow wants more for his character Nick Newman. When asked about what he likes the most about his character, Joshua told Soap Opera Digest that Nick is very loyal. However, when asked what he doesn't like about him, lately it seems Nick's being written as if he doesn't know what he wants out of life. He's like this wandering person who can't seem to find his place. When my first 25 years on the show, he was very cocky and self-assured and confident. He let what people thought of him roll off of his back. He was like, I'm not afraid to be me, and I don't care if I make mistakes because this is who I am. I don't like that he's now someone who questions himself because he's never been that. Joshua also said that Nick's #1 enemy is an obvious one. The only person right now that Nick considers his enemy is Adam. He has done terrible things to Nick. They're in a good place now, sort of, but it's always very delicate. Nick still doesn't trust Adam as far as he can throw him. Enemy may be too strong of a word. Adversaries is probably closer, and I like that, he said. As far as who the love of Nick's life is, Josh said, Sharon and Phyllis each represent a different kind of love. Obviously, Nick and Sharon were each other's first love that started in a really beautiful, innocent way. The Young and the Restless spoilers. What's next for Nick Newman? They were just two kids falling for each other. They've been through so much, and there's no question that they will always love each other. If the powers that be decide that Nick and Sharon should be together, there you have it. But I cannot discount what Nick and Phyllis shared. In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comment section below. The Young and the Restless airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. Be sure to catch up with everything on Y and R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that some fans woke up to some bad news on Thursday, November 14. Melissa Ordway told her fans via an Instagram story late the night before that she had been taken off contract at the Y and R for some time. This was shocking to say the least, considering her character, Abby Newman Abbott, was at the center of the show's milestone 13-0 episode, which took place on Wednesday, November 13. As fans know, Abby wed longtime love, Devin Hamilton Winters. The news blew up in the soap world on Thursday, which prompted Ordway to hop on IG once again to set the record straight. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Melissa Ordway addresses contract status. Off the cusp of the Y and R's major 13,000th episode on Wednesday, Ordway did a fan Q&A on her IG stories. She answered popular questions asked by followers, and the biggest one was why she drastically changed her hair recently. Ordway responded with, "Honestly, it's been an interesting couple of months. The show decided to take me off contract, so I decided to change my look up a bit for auditions." She added, "Definitely not something I wanted, but I love and respect my UR family and appreciate any time they ask me back." The news spread like wildfire, and as a result, Ordway uploaded another IG video offering more insight on Thursday, November 14. Y and R spoilers. Melissa Ordway sets the record straight. Abby isn't going anywhere. Ordway posted a video on Thursday, November 14, addressing her Y and R contract status. She starts off by saying, "I love you all and thank you for all the love and support." Ordway added, "For everyone that has followed me and my family and our Young and the Restless journey, and just that come here every day and send love and support, I love you all and thank you so much." The actress went on to say, "I honestly was not expecting the reaction that I woke up to this morning, with all the news outlets kind of taking the story and running with it. It is true I am no longer on contract, but I'm still on Young and the Restless, and I'm still playing Abby. It's just in a different capacity." Ordway goes on to state, "I hope that you continue to watch the wedding the rest of the week. I hope that Abby and Devin have an amazing love story with Dominic and have more babies. I hope that I am there as much as I possibly can. I hope that they continue to write for Abby." The actress ends the video by saying, "I hope and pray for all of that. I'm here for it. I love Abby. I love playing her. I want to be there, and bottom line, I love you guys. Thank you for the love and support." How do you feel about Melissa Ordway's recurring status? Join the conversation below. In The Young and the Restless, Jill Abbott proves once again why she's a force to be reckoned with in Genoa City. As a single mother and formidable businesswoman, Jill's resilience has always been her defining trait. This time, however, she faces a challenge that could alter the legacy of Chancellor Industries, her family, and even her son Billy Abbott. In a strategic move laced with tension and mystery, Jill sets her sights on Victor Newman, her longtime rival in business and personal matters. But is her apparent concession to Victor part of a larger scheme? Jill and Victor share a complicated history filled with manipulation, betrayal, and fleeting alliances. Victor, a relentless tycoon, has repeatedly undermined Jill in the past, leaving scars that still linger. Despite this, Jill shocks everyone by agreeing to sell Chancellor Industries to Victor, However, Jill is no stranger to deception. Behind her apparent capitulation, she is laying the groundwork for a masterful takedown. Victor's motives for acquiring Chancellor Industries are clear. It's not just about business, but also about inflicting harm on Billy Abbott. Billy, Jill's greatest pride and most significant vulnerability, has often been Victor's target. This vendetta gives Jill an additional incentive to ensure Victor's downfall. Her decision to sign the agreement just before Devin and Abby's wedding seems like an odd choice, but it's entirely deliberate. Jill doesn't want the joyous occasion overshadowed by drama. Yet, her calculated timing suggests a hidden agenda. Jill's strategy hinges on exploiting Victor's hubris. She understands that Victor often lowers his guard when he feels victorious, making him vulnerable to a counterattack. By seemingly handing over Chancellor Industries, Jill may be lulling Victor into a false sense of security. Is she offering him a hollow victory, only to deliver a devastating blow at the opportune moment? As Devin and Abby's wedding unfolds, the grand event may serve as the perfect backdrop for Jill's ultimate revelation. With all eyes on the happy couple, Jill could seize the opportunity to unveil her plan, catching Victor completely off guard. Whether it's a dramatic public humiliation or a behind-the-scenes maneuver, Jill is positioning herself to strike when Victor least expects it. Imagine the impact of Jill exposing Victor's misdeeds in front of the influential attendees, tarnishing his reputation and forcing him to retreat. Jill's motivations extend beyond business rivalry. At her core, she is a mother determined to protect her son and the legacy of Chancellor Industries. By feigning compliance with Victor, she might be playing a double game, outwardly cooperating while secretly crafting a strategy to undermine him. Jill's actions underscore her dual roles as a protective mother and a shrewd corporate strategist. As the wedding festivities continue, fans are left to speculate. Will Jill truly hand over Chancellor Industries to Victor, or is this merely a smokescreen? Will Victor uncover her plot before she can execute it? The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable. One thing is certain, Jill Abbott is not a woman to be underestimated. In a world dominated by betrayal and power plays, Jill's story is a testament to resilience and the lengths a mother will go to defend her family. Whether she succeeds in outmaneuvering Victor or he manages to maintain his dominance, this chapter of Asterisk, the Young and the Restless Asterisk promises to deliver drama, intrigue, and unforgettable twists. As Jill steps into this high-stakes chess match, fans eagerly await the moment when her true intentions are revealed. Will this be Jill's defining victory, or will Victor prove, once again, that he is the ultimate player in the game of power? Ian Ward, played by Ray Wise on The Young and the Restless, recently appeared in Genoa City. His appearance came 8 years after he'd last surfaced on the canvas. Ian was with Jordan Howard, which was unexpected. In case you don't remember what he's done, here's a refresher. Infamous villain. Ian became one of the most infamous villains in Y and R's history, known for his sinister, manipulative personality. He was a former cult leader and the founder of the New World Commune. The group profoundly impacted Nikki Newman. Ian manipulated a young Nikki into joining his commune, and they had a disturbing relationship that left her believing he'd fathered her child. Years later, Ian resurfaced, reigniting fears, and Nikki feared for her family's safety. Nikki and Dylan. Initially, Ian focused on tormenting Nikki and manipulating her son, Dylan McAvoy. He claimed to be a life coach and used Summer to extort money from Nikki. Ian played on Dylan's emotional vulnerability, which caused tension with Nikki and others. Ultimately, Dylan learned the truth, discovering Ian's lies when Ian's ex-wife Willa revealed Ian was sterile and unable to have children. This reveal strained Ian's plans, but he continued to wreak havoc. He shifted his focus to targeting the powerful Newman family. Ian and Mariah. Maria was a former member of Ian's cult. He tried to use her to manipulate Sharon and Nick. In a strange turn of events, Ian drugged Maria and married her. Ultimately, Nick and Sharon rescued Maria, and Sharon revealed she was Maria's mother, and Maria was Cassie's twin. Helen Copeland had stolen Maria at birth on Ian's orders. Ian and Phyllis. After Phyllis spent a year in a coma, she met Ian in the woods. He told her that he was Fred, and they bonded. Of course, since Phyllis hadn't been awake during Ian's rampage in Genoa City, she had no idea who he was. Ian was Victor. One of Ian's most significant storylines involved a revenge plot against Victor Newman, a longtime nemesis. Ian used Adam, who was Gabe at the time, to implant a computer virus called the Paragon Project in Newman Enterprises systems. All this happened while Victor was out at Catherine's memorial service. Ian used the Paragon Project as a bargaining chip to dismantle Victor's empire. As the stakes escalated, Ian orchestrated a dramatic kidnapping, taking Nikki hostage to use as leverage against Victor. Ian went to prison. However, later, when Victor was in prison for replacing Jack with a lookalike, he and Ian were there together. Ian escaped, and he kidnapped Nikki. He took her to the Abbott cabin, and Phyllis was there. Ian tied them both to a chair. Victor showed up to transfer $5 million to Ian, but he tricked him. Ian was captured and thrown in prison. The post Here's What Happened to Ian Ward on Young and the Restless appeared first on SoapHub. Let's just say that no one is certainly happy with this decision. The Young and the Restless fans have reacted to the news that Melissa Ordway has been let go from the show. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The Young and the Restless fans react to Melissa Ordway being let go from the show. Melissa, who is best known for her role as Abby Newman on the hit CBS soap, revealed in one of her Instagram stories that she has been taken off contract. Melissa put it this way: "Honestly, it's been an interesting couple of months. The show decided to take me off contract, so I decided to change my look up a bit for auditions." She continued, "Definitely not something I wanted, but I love my voyeur family and appreciate any time they ask me back." It goes without saying that the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some critics even commented with, "How can you possibly take Melissa Ordway off contract and bring back a tired, old, overused story with Colleen Zink and Ray Wise? Get creative, people. Write interesting stories about Abby and Davin, and quit dredging up ancient 1960s stories about Cricket and Danny." When you fired Doug Davidson, it was the downslide of the show. I may stop watching altogether. Days of Our Lives is starting to look fresher. Shame on you. The Young and the Restless spoilers. What's next in Genoa City? Another critic wrote, "I don't get it. Devin had her join his family's company, and we've never seen her at Winter Fam Company. I think she went once for a company meeting, and she never returned or spoke business. Now she's the owner of Society, so who'll be running her restaurant now?" She even asked Tessa to be part owner or part of the management team, and we never see Tessa at the restaurant, except for only once or twice. What in the world are the writers doing? She's marrying Devon. And then there was this comment as well. "With how little shown, I assumed she has been recurring for a long time. I really love Abby and wanted more for her. Melissa is a talented, beautiful actress and my favorite Abby. If Y&R doesn't appreciate her talent, then I'd love her on General Hospital or Days of Our Lives. Also, I am not happy with Y&R's writing with Josh Griffith. It's constant mental health and business plots." In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comment section below. The Young and the Restless airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Claire Newman finds herself trapped by the shadows of her past. Despite her efforts to break free from her former life with Jordan, the lingering influence of her aunt could resurface, potentially shaping her actions in unexpected ways. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire Newman has had plenty of support. Claire has received abundant support from her family ever since the full story was revealed. It's evident that she has been welcomed back into the Newman fold and granted a fresh start despite her past misdeeds. Nevertheless, Claire's cunning nature might resurface for various reasons. For one, it's hard to ignore that this current iteration of Claire lacks the intrigue of her earlier self. When she first appeared on the show, Claire was a complex character with many layers. We witnessed a side of her that seemed innocent at first glance, yet she was actually quite devious and capable of some truly shocking actions. Y&R spoilers. How will Claire Newman react if everything falls apart? The show truly provided Haley Aaron with a fantastic platform to showcase her acting talents during the time when Claire was dedicated to fulfilling Jordan's mission. Even though Claire's no longer under Jordan's influence, the experiences she has gone through could still shape her future choices. It's easy to be the perfect angel when life's going smoothly. Currently, her life seems to be at its peak, but what will happen if things start to unravel? There's no certainty that Victoria Newman and Cole Howard will achieve the fairy tale ending Claire envisions. Sooner or later, Claire's idyllic family life might face some harsh realities. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Could Claire Newman go off the deep end? It's quite possible that Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman might find their way back to each other. His loss could push Claire to her breaking point. If Y&R truly wants to emphasize Claire's unraveling, they could take away her Newman identity. Imagine if there were an error in the DNA test results, ultimately revoking Claire's status as a Newman. That would be a crushing blow indeed. While there's no certainty this will occur, it's clear that Claire's journey is likely to take a downward turn. Being a soap opera, Claire could encounter challenges that overwhelm her, potentially leading to a significant mental health crisis in the future. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott will grow even closer. There's a spark between Billy and Sally that they can't deny, but Sally hasn't been eager to rush into anything after her breakup with Adam Newman. Sally assured Audra Charles that she didn't want a revenge hookup, but it's clear that her feelings for Billy aren't about payback. In fact, Sally has decided that Adam is meant to be with Chelsea Lawson and has wished him well. At this point, Billy and Sally's budding romance is all about the attraction between them. Sally and Billy have been there for each other, so they're trying to make sense of their feelings and what they really mean. Although Sally has shared some kisses with Billy, she turned down his nightcap suggestion not too long ago. It was obvious that Billy was hinting at hitting the sheets with Sally, but she wasn't quite ready for that step yet. However, that could change during the week of November 18 to 22. Y&R spoilers indicate that Billy and Sally will struggle with some temptation, so it looks like they're ultimately going to surrender to it. Sally and Billy will start with a makeout session in Sally's suite, which could easily lead to them stripping down and falling back on the bed for passion. It could be a hot turning point for this new pairing, so fans will be eager to see all the sizzling. Of course, Adam isn't going to approve once he realizes just how close Billy and Sally are getting, but it's none of his business anymore. If Adam wanted to be with Sally, then he should have been faithful to her. It seems like Adam truly wants to be with Chelsea deep down, but he may still deal with some jealousy as Sally and Billy heat things up. That news should be difficult for Adam to take considering Billy is one of his worst enemies. It's easy to imagine Adam catching Billy coming down from Sally's suite at some point. Billy might take the opportunity to gloat a bit and get under Adam's skin. Even so, Billy's feelings for Sally aren't really about payback for him either. Sally has become someone Billy trusts and can lean on, so they're creating something special of their own. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally and Billy's future will come with some twists and turns, so we'll bring you more romantic predictions and updates on any curveballs to come. CDL's where you want to be for great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your one-stop Y and R source. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, November 18, reveals that Phyllis Summers will need more tests since she won't be responding to efforts to make her regain consciousness. It'll eventually be determined that Phyllis suffered a contracoup injury, which is when the brain strikes the opposite side of the skull after impact. Although Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Summer Newman will hope that there's some sort of treatment, Elena Dawson will suggest there's not much they can do other than watch and wait. At the cottage, Sharon Newman will ask Nick Newman to stay with her when Chance Chancellor comes to arrest her. Nick will call Chance and ask him to come over ASAP, so Sharon will tearfully accept her fate. Faith Newman and Maria Copeland will ultimately show up, so they'll get updates on Sharon's confession while she's upstairs changing outfits. After Nick admits Sharon claims she killed Heather Stevens, Faith will refuse to believe that. Nick will acknowledge that he's struggling with it too, but he'll point out that Sharon's story was frighteningly detailed. That said, Nick will mention Sharon's blackouts and suggest she wasn't in her right mind. Faith and Mariah will be horrified when they realize Sharon plans to turn herself into the cops. As Faith continues to deny Sharon's guilt, she'll insist this is all Phyllis' fault for making Sharon all paranoid and delusional. Once Sharon returns to the living room, she'll embrace Faith and push her to believe her claims about Heather. As awful as all this is, Sharon will insist she's telling the truth. Chance will walk in and instantly realize the vibe is super weird. When Chance demands answers, Sharon will insist she set Daniel up and that she's actually the one who should go down for killing Heather. While Chance prepares to arrest Sharon, Summer and Heather will return to Phyllis' bedside. Since they already lost Heather not too long ago, Daniel and Summer will refuse to lose Phyllis as well. At the Abbott mansion, Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott will try to make Kyle see that their charade was an act of love. Diane and Jack saw no other way to show their son Victor Newman's true colors. Jack and Diane will both be glad Kyle is out of Victor's clutches. However, Kyle will fume over this emotional roller coaster he's been on and will push for time to mull everything over. While Diane and Jack spend some time reconnecting as a couple, Kyle will open up to Claire Newman about this whole mess. Kyle will basically admit he learned his lesson regarding Victor, but he won't be ready to forgive Diane and Jack for all the turmoil that led them here. Our My and Our predictions hint that forgiveness is indeed possible, but it'll take some hard work from all parties involved. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle, Jack, and Diane will have a lot to figure out in the coming episodes, so we'll bring you more news on their struggling family. CDL will have other hot Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so check back often for more Y and R details. Y and R spoilers. Kyle faces a shocking reality in prison. As Victor makes a devious move against Jack's son, Jack teaches Kyle a lesson. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease Kyle Abbott might have gone too far this time. By taking Gibbot's formula and presenting it as Glissade's groundbreaking new product, he has engaged in corporate theft. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack Abbott's jail time warning. In the October 10 episode, Jack Abbott brought an important issue to Kyle's attention, warning him about the potential for jail time. With Harrison Abbott's mother, Tara Locke, already incarcerated, Jack questioned whether Kyle truly wanted Harrison's father to face the same fate. Although Kyle dismissed Jack's concerns as mere bluster, Jack appeared quite serious about the possibility of having Kyle arrested if necessary. If Jack manages to gather evidence of Kyle's wrongdoing, and his son continues to take risks, he may very well ensure that Kyle is taken away in handcuffs. Jack had to think about the impact on Harrison. Would Grandpa Jack truly be willing to send Kyle to prison, leaving Harrison without his father? Y&R spoilers, teaching Kyle Abbott a tough lesson. Jack might reach a breaking point with Kyle and decide it's time to teach him a lesson. He could see this arrest as a crucial moment to demonstrate just how untrustworthy Victor Newman really is. Victor has been proactive in safeguarding himself against a potential corporate theft crisis, being his same old ruthless self. Fans of Y&R will remember Victor's discussion with Michael Baldwin as he relies on his lawyer for protection. However, when the situation escalates, Victor may not extend the same level of protection to Kyle. Victor quite likely will just throw Kyle under the bus. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor Newman could fire Kyle Abbott to cover himself. Victor may decide to dismiss Kyle as part of his own facade, issuing a statement expressing his revulsion at the former CEO's behavior. It's likely we'll witness Victor turning on Kyle once he no longer serves a purpose, discarding him like yesterday's trash. Jack certainly wouldn't allow things to escalate to a long-term prison sentence for Kyle, but he might ensure Kyle endures enough hardship to reveal Victor's true nature. While Jack could eventually choose to drop the charges, he might feel it's time to shake Kyle up a bit and humble him. According to upcoming spoilers, Kyle will inevitably face consequences, so stay tuned for more predictions on his punishment and any updates regarding potential arrests. In an unexpected twist, Sharon Newman crosses a terrifying line in her long-standing feud with Phyllis Summers. What started as a seemingly endless series of battles has now spiraled into something far darker. Sharon is determined to end the war once and for all, but not without consequences. For months, Sharon had been quietly enduring Phyllis's relentless attempts to destroy her. Phyllis, who had made it her mission to see Sharon behind bars, was a constant threat, pushing Sharon to the brink. Sharon had long played the victim, always on the defensive, but the time for patience had worn thin. Sharon was now ready to fight back, and she would do so in a way no one could have imagined. Sharon had observed Phyllis's every move, scrutinizing her patterns and habits, particularly her reckless driving. Sharon knew Phyllis's penchant for speeding and saw it as her vulnerability. It was the perfect opportunity to strike, and Sharon's mind began to devise a plan steeped in darkness and revenge. One evening, Sharon acted swiftly. She slashed the tires of Phyllis's car, not enough to make them fail immediately, but enough to cause a gradual loss of air. Sharon knew that it would take some time, but she was patient. The trap was set. The following morning, Phyllis, unaware of the peril lurking beneath her tires, climbed into her car, ready to go about her day. As she sped down the road, Sharon followed from a safe distance, watching intently. The tires, now losing air, began to cause the car to wobble. Phyllis noticed the strange vibrations and, moments later, the tires blew out violently, sending the car into an uncontrollable swerve. The vehicle careened off the road, slamming into the rocky mountainside with a deafening crash. Metal screamed against asphalt as the car exploded into flames, thick smoke rising into the sky. Sharon, watching from a distance, felt a dark satisfaction surge through her. The trap had worked perfectly, and Phyllis, her adversary, was now paying the price. Bystanders quickly gathered at the scene, horrified by the fiery wreckage. Emergency services rushed to the scene, their chances of saving Phyllis slim as the flames continued to rage. Inside the car, Phyllis was trapped, her life hanging by a thread as the fire consumed the vehicle. As the rescue teams desperately worked to free Phyllis, it became clear that Sharon's vendetta had escalated into something far more sinister. What once seemed like a bitter rivalry had become a fight for survival, and the entire town of Genoa City was about to feel the repercussions. Sharon's ruthless actions were no longer just a personal matter. They were a terrifying statement to anyone who dared cross her. In the wake of the accident, Sharon's reputation shifted dramatically. Her once calculating and reserved demeanor now seemed ominous to those around her. Phyllis's accident was no longer just a tragic mishap. It was a grim reminder of the lengths Sharon would go to protect herself and exact revenge. The whispers around town grew louder, filled with fear and suspicion. Sharon had crossed a line, and everyone could sense it. With Phyllis's life hanging in the balance, the residents of Genoa City realized the depth of Sharon's wrath. What had begun as a feud had turned into a chilling warning. Sharon was a foe unlike any other. Her victory, though complete, came at a great cost. The act of vengeance had severed any remaining ties to mercy or humanity. In her pursuit of revenge, Sharon had unleashed a terror that would echo through Genoa City for years to come, forever altering the dynamics of her relationships and the town itself.